The big Bitcoin breakout is of course starting right now, and on today's video I prepared all my exact price target for you guys out there, but really the big important breakout that is currently happening is the Ethereum price action that is breaking above this very critical level of resistance where we couldn't break above off for already over half a year right now. And on today's update video I'm gonna be exactly discuss what this means for Ethereum right now. Of course, I'm in a multi-million-dollar position on Ethereum right now, and of course, I will give a big update on my trade, where I think Ethereum is going to be exactly run towards. The Ethereum flows, not only on Ethereum, but also on Bitcoin, which are absolutely mind-blowing at this moment of time. I'm going to be talking about the liquidity and much more important stuff here. So don't forget to once again stop that like button back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So, of course, ever since Bitcoin broke above this very critical level of resistance where we tried to break above of for a very long time, we start to see the big continuation higher. And of course, the question really remains, when is this leg towards the upside going to be stopping? And of course, if you're going to compare it towards any of these previous breakouts above all these important ranges, every single breakout had its own little twist towards it. I mean, the last time we broke above this level, we of course first saw that major candle towards the upside, then 3 days of slow movement towards the upside, and then once again big pushes towards the upside. And of course, what we saw actually on the last time is that we had big moves over the course of the weekend. And of course, right now, once again, it is weekend. So could we see something similar play out once again here? Because all in all, Bitcoin, there's a lot of hype around it right now here. And yesterday, we had over $1 billion once again of inflows on the Bitcoin ETF here, which is of course absolutely insane here. So there's a lot of hype around Bitcoin right now here, and especially during these weekends there's usually a little bit less sell pressure, and if retail right now is going to be aggressively accumulate, we could get some very crazy moves for Bitcoin over the course of this weekend, and I won't be surprised of that here. And to be honest, of course, just like last time around here, you see a big move over the course of the weekend, you create a major CME gap, eventually you're going to fill it up here, but of course that is something that is not necessarily going to be in play for the short term, but a little bit more of the longer term horizon, because eventually you're going to be filling up that gap here before once again moving higher then again. But yeah, I would be seeing something similar play out for Bitcoin right now here, right? That we see a big continuation over the course of this weekend and then eventually come down to fill up that gap here. So something like that is, in my opinion, likely to be expected. Of course, the big breakout has already been started for Bitcoin, and the continuation, even though it's weekend, is more than likely in my opinion. Of course, we are seeing the major breakout of the bull flag pattern, and of course I discussed it multiple times already on the channel. My ultimate target for Bitcoin in this bull market is going to be 130 towards about $140,000. I'm not trying to say that Bitcoin is not going to go higher than that, because I think Bitcoin is going to go to millions and millions of dollars eventually, but this is for sure going to be a very interesting level where I will be taking some profits and where I will be expecting we could be potentially see a slight little move towards the downside again before ultimately moving higher again here. So yeah, that is of course a very important level for me where I'm paying closely attention towards right now here. Then of course, yes, indeed, yesterday we saw major flows once again return towards the spot Bitcoin ETF here. BlackRock buying over $950 million worth of Bitcoin in one single freaking day here. And you can see ever since basically the ETFs got launched here, we have been rapidly outpacing the Bitcoin supply production with the accumulation of the spot Bitcoin ETFs here. So there's a lot of accumulation going on here, and it's ultimately taking more and more supply out of the market, which is making Bitcoin more and more scarce here. Then looking at the liquidity heat map, there is some liquidity laying around at 120,000 US dollar level, but of course also some laying below us. So yeah, if I'm looking at the liquidity heat map, I can't really call you a direction since there's liquidity laying on both directions. Then yesterday also we got some breaking news that apparently Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell is reportedly considering to be resigning. And of course, if that is going to be happening, it will probably cause the markets to pump very rapidly, because yes, then it is going to be likely we're going to get some very aggressive rate cuts for the Federal Reserve here. So very interesting news we got over there. Of course, ultimately Bitcoin has been breaking outside of the range here. I do expect, like I said earlier in the video, there's going to be a lot of volatility over the course of this weekend. We do also know is that after the US government signed the big beautiful bill here, we're once again going to get a big US debt increasement. It was about 8% of the total US debt that they can right now increase again here. So yeah, as more money is going to get created in debt here, more money ultimately needs to be printed here. And that is going to cause the Bitcoin price action eventually to once again increase in value. And of course, like you guys know, if you've been watching the channel for quite a while right now, I am very aggressively long on Ethereum. And Ethereum yesterday also saw major inflows coming in on towards the ETF here, with about $200 million worth of inflows again here. And for the Ethereum ETF, that is quite nice here, to be very honest. And you can see clearly on the cumulative chart that we're going quite parabolic with the flows on Ethereum. So there's a lot of accumulation happening over there. And to be exact, we have seen positive inflows on the spot Ethereum ETF for 9 weeks straight already. And of course, that is a very bullish thing here, in my opinion. We, of course, can see on the power of 3 pattern that we are still in this expansion phase here. And it won't be surprised that we're going to be seeing a bigger continuation, because the big breakout on Ethereum only just got started. I mean, you can see clearly this is the most important level of resistance where we got rejected from multiple times here. And yes, that is the exact level where we're currently bouncing above, where we're currently breaking above of. And last time around, we exactly got supported by this box, and now we officially broke above this level again here. And to be honest, the next major resistance for Ethereum is going to be laying all the way on the top side, which is about $4,000. So this breakout is of course absolutely critical for Ethereum, and it does look very good as well here. And for the total tree here, which is of course the total cryptocurrency market cap excluding Bitcoin and ETH, we're also starting to see a breakout. So the entire altcoin market cap is looking quite good here. Bitcoin dominance is also dropping quite rapidly. There's more interest returning, and ultimately Ethereum is moving exactly like Bitcoin moved back in 2024, right? We had that fake out on the top side, fake out on the lower side, and now we're starting to see the breakout towards the upside. And of course, just like Bitcoin also did in 2024, I am really expecting a bigger continuation is likely going to take place here for Ethereum. And that is why I'm betting very heavily on it with my trade here. Of course, my full take profit target is $3,080 for my current ongoing trade here. And yeah, then I will be holding my ETH on my spot position all the way up to about $4,000. That is my current ongoing strategy, how I think Ethereum is going to be playing out here, and on how I am trading Ethereum. I think all the stats are looking quite good here. There's rapid accumulation, there's strong accumulation, and I do really think, to be very honest, that this weekend we're going to get another continuation, since always whenever Bitcoin breaks above these critical levels of resistance, we tend to pump also on the weekend. So this is something that usually tends to be happening, and I won't be surprised it's going to be happening this time again here. And please don't be fooled that you're going to be once again shorting these weekend pumps here, because usually after a big breakout, especially above all-time highs, and we pump on the weekend, you usually will be getting trapped if you're going to be opening up a short position. But always make sure to be on high alert, especially if you're trading around all-time highs and opening up leverage positions. But guys, if you want to be trading Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, don't forget to check it out in the link description of today's video. I left a link towards Bybit Europe, where you can trade if you're living in Europe. That exchange is fully regulated for everyone out there. And if you want to be trading somewhere else, if you're living outside of Europe, don't forget to check out these other links in the description of today's video as well here. So yeah, that was it for me in today's update video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.